When I started the company back in March of 2001, and we were working with AMS, CGI today, we were actually based out of Exodus, which is, or was, another data center provider. And we had data centers in the Northern Virginia area. We had production, we had DR, we had one in Hong Kong and Sydney. Exodus went bankrupt. Cable and Wireless took over. When they took over, they didn't take over all the assets of Exodus, so we had to pull out of a lot of those data centers. And we had to shut a lot of them down. We were in a position where we had to find a DR site. And so when we started looking around, we walked into this facility. I think IBM walked us in there, and it happened to be Equinix. There were no signs anywhere that said it was Equinix, a very nondescript building. But I looked around and I go, wow, this is a really cool building. I walked up to the security desk to check in, and they had this little flyer on the security desk, and the flyer had the name Equinix on it. And I said, I wonder what that is. So I just called the 800 number, and I said, who are you guys? I go, is this your data center? And they said, yeah, this is our data center. And so we started working with them directly, and that was, I think, towards the end of 2002. And since then, we've been a loyal customer. We've only ever been, since then, in Equinix facilities around the country. And it's been a great, great partnership. And so we're very proud of that.
I'm Stefan Robb. I'm a senior solution architect at Equinix, and my responsibility is to help our customers work together. We're unique in the data center industry because our customers come to Equinix so that they can connect to each other. Our focus is on interconnection. We're known through our heritage as being an equal, neutral internet exchange, the place where all internet networks came together. And from there, we grew as a place where all businesses come together to connect. Cloud is clearly the biggest change that we've seen in the tech industry, but the thing that's really driving change is digital disruption, where every enterprise now has to focus on using technology as a competitive advantage, not just as a business tool. We've had to adjust to focus more on broad range of customers, because with cloud and the need for interconnection, leveraging cloud to do business, we have to support all range of customers today. And we've grown to really support the enterprise and enable them to take advantage of these cloud connections. Security is vital. I mean, it's in our company motto, right? We protect. First thing, protect, connect, and power the digital economy. It's just absolutely critical. These days, with more and more digital focus on digital disruption and digital transformation in the enterprise, if you can't secure it, it's devastating. At Equinix, we don't offer managed services, so we rely on partners like Neovera to help deliver solutions to our customers. We provide a great location for customers to build solutions and to take advantage of all the connections they can have, whether it's to the cloud, networks, or other enterprises. But we don't help them build those solutions or secure them. So partners like Neovera are absolutely essential for us to help our customers realize the vision of what's possible in Equinix data centers.
I'm Gene Rigoni. I am the Chief Operating Officer at Fortessa Tableware Solutions. In that, I'm responsible for all operations and information technology. Fortessa is known for tableware. So we sell high-end china, glassware, and flatware to hotels, resorts, casinos, and also high-end retailers like Williams-Sonoma. Our company has to change a lot because of technology, especially in the last few years. We recently did an ERP upgrade, which was a major challenge for the organization. Also, from a cybersecurity perspective, we feel a lot more vulnerable, so that's something that we've had to increase over time. Overall, from an e-commerce perspective, we've also implemented a new point-of-sale system in our store that also operates as an e-commerce platform. So it's really changed the way we do business. Security is extremely important to Fortessa Tableware Solutions. We have had events in the past where we've needed to clean up malware and viruses on our system. And it's something that we now want to guard against going forward. So Fortessa Tableware Solutions has been working with Neovera for several years. We started initially by outsourcing our back office, our network operations. It was something that it was difficult for us to find enough people to man our own NOC. So we outsourced that. And over time, we've increased from a relationship perspective to include more security just because of what's happened in the environment. And it's also become very, very important to us and our relationships with our partners and customers that we have a very secure environment.
Greg Shanton, Vice President of Cybersecurity. And my responsibilities are I direct all the product management and execution of our cybersecurity at Neovera Managed Services. For Fortessa Tableware Solutions, we had implemented our managed Platinum service for them. And we start off as a managed service provider, managing all their servers, their databases, and then from there, we've been starting to support them with looking at their entire security solution from in their enterprise. And they have multiple enterprises around the world. Just over 18 months ago, we started working with them around cybersecurity. Specifically, some compelling events that they had, that Fortessa had around ransomware attacks. So we were able to implement for Fortessa secure Wi-Fi, secure threat defense and response technology, technology around next generation firewalls and unified threat management tools, and we manage all that for them security-wise. And so when Fortessa unfortunately had another ransomware attack last summer, the good news was they had Neovera in place to actually go ahead and detect, prevent, and remediate against those type of attacks. They were able to stay up during the ransomware attack, and for example, they were attacked within seconds, over 32,000 times, and we prevented every one of them.
I think Fortessa mirrors what we've seen with many clients in that it started off as a hosting relationship. They were looking for a different cloud provider. They chose Neovera after going through a rigorous analysis process. And then as the relationships evolved, I think much in parallel to what we have seen from a cybersecurity perspective, security has become more and more relevant to their organization because as a manufacturer with worldwide global operations, what they've begun to realize is that more individuals there's been a requirement for more individuals to move globally. Their security posture has had to increase. Neovera has continued to grow with Fortessa to provide both the cloud experience as well as provide the security posture that can keep up with that growth part and parcel with their cloud. And then I think the last piece is data analytics. Not only are we able to provide the cloud environment, secure that environment, but now with additional data, we're able to help them inform and make better decisions regarding how they run their business, who goes into the retail shops, what items are they selling, and to more efficiently help run their business and make more informed business decisions based on data.
I'm Martine Lellis. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Sullivan, Barrett, Spruce & Blaney, and I'm responsible for the day-to-day operations at the company. We do investment management for high net worth individuals in the Washington, D.C. metro area and across the country. It's getting harder and harder to become and stay competitive and differentiate ourselves from everyone else in the business. And it's getting harder and harder to protect client information. We're seeing more and more threats, I think, in cybersecurity, and that's why we look to Neovera. Well, security is crucial. We handle lots of financial information, lots of personally identifiable information for our clients every single day, and our clients trust us, and they have come to us and they have given us a lot of information that we have to keep very, very secure. And so we look to Neovera to help us keep that information secure. We'd like to stay focused on our clients and leave the back office operations so we can rest peacefully at night, not worry about those responsibilities. We look to Neovera to help us keep that information secure. Our clients have given us a lot of information that they trust us with, and it's a lot of personal information, financial account information, and information that they would not want people to have access to. And so we have a trusted partnership with Neovera to help us with backups of that information and protecting it from threats from the outside. We have to look to trusted partners like Neovera to come in and help us make certain that we're keeping up to speed with the latest technologies and that we are protecting our clients' information. Clients make sure that they give us sensitive information, that they want to make certain that it's protected, and we look to Neovera to help us with that.
My name is Greg Adgate. I'm the Vice President of Global Partnerships and Alliances at Equinix. It's a function that connects the strategy with the execution, both globally and at a local level. Equinix is known for building world-class data centers that are an interconnection platform so that partners and end users, partners like Neovera and end users, can connect to cloud service providers, network providers, customers, ecosystem partners to drive the best value for them and for their partner community. We started off as a location in Ashburn, Virginia to connect the networks to each other for internet peering. That concept of a point of efficiency for networking has now grown into over 175 locations around the world where you have networks, clouds, customers, and platforms coming together in that same single point of efficiency, now as a platform for anchoring digital transformation initiatives. Digital transformation is a little different for each company, but if you think about systems of engagement where end users are connecting to a company and systems of record, which are back-end systems that feed information to those end users, it's digitizing that supply chain, back-end all the way through to end users, whether that be a mobile device or a transactional platform, making sure that each transaction is done digitally in a secure manner at scale. Cloud and platform services have started to replace traditional on-prem services because it impacts so much existing spend, span of control, security policy, operational policy, from the application through the infrastructure to the network. All of it's up in the air right now. So companies are really struggling to figure out what to do, and the biggest gap they have is the expertise to actually take them on that journey. Equinix is fortunate in that the largest providers of the digital ecosystem, the cloud providers and network providers, were already clients. So our biggest change is really understanding the enterprise and the journey that the enterprise is going through as they're trying to set their strategy and their execution plan for digital transformation. And then finding the right partners like Neovera to actually take them on that journey in a secure, safe, and scalable way.
Equinix and Neovera, that's been the heart of a relationship with Neovera. So Neovera was founded in 2001. We really started working with Equinix in 2002. So it really goes back to the start of our organization. What we've seen is that as our business is transformed, both from a hosting perspective, cloud or hosting perspective, what we've also seen is that they've been a partner as we've moved forward in the cybersecurity side. And why is that? As cybersecurity has become more relevant, or security has become more relevant, the number one questions people ask today when you start moving into the cloud is, how is my data protected? And we're able to provide best-of-breed facilities via that relationship with Equinix, combined with our cloud and service offerings in both the cloud and the cybersecurity area. When they're speaking of digital transformation, I think it's really the movement of data and the increase in the scope and the scale of the data within enterprises. So today, the amount of information that an individual produced was fairly small. Now it's become exponentially larger. And so when you look at digital transformation, I think it touches each of us individually. And as you magnify that across corporate enterprises, the scale and the magnitude of that just exponentially increases.
Greg Shanton, Vice President of Cybersecurity, and my responsibilities are I direct all the product management and execution of our cybersecurity at Neovera Managed Services. We are known as a managed service provider and cybersecurity provider for the past 16 years. Where in the past, everyone was focused on the enterprise and they could protect it because it's all under their control. Now and that's the perimeter. there is no perimeter anymore. People come and go, mobile devices all over the world, distributed enterprises all over the world. So you get to the point where you need to go ahead and do a few different things, right? So you've got to know the authentication, the identity for users and for the folks you're doing business with, right? So the identity is like, quote unquote, the new perimeter, if you will. And then also with the connectivity to public cloud and private cloud, right? You need a secure way to connect your enterprises to the cloud and back. So what Neovera's had to do is to expand not just from the normal private cloud that Neovera has today, but be able to go ahead and to put out security devices and manage those security devices out in our customers' enterprises, as well as to look at connectivity up to public cloud providers, such as AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google, Oracle, SoftLayer, etc., and connect all those because everyone's interconnected today. So all the data is going back and forth from the enterprise through the data center to the cloud pieces. So we have security endpoints at all those locations to go ahead and have the security controls in place to manage and monitor and have full visibility into everything that goes on from the enterprise to the cloud and back. Most employees are not trying to click on a phishing or spear phishing or a whaling email, but it happens. They're not trying to do it. It's very easy now to do it on your mobile devices with a preview function. You push down on your iPhone, right, and all of a sudden, for the pressure tap on the iPhone, and the email will pop up. Guess what? It's too late now. Now ransomware is turning into a worm to go ahead and attack and spread, to penetrate and radiate through enterprises. So the big thing is trust but verify. So trust your employees can do the right thing but verify by putting the right security controls in place to protect them as well as your enterprise.
Scott Weinberg. I'm the CEO and founder of Neovera. Biggest change in technology? Oh, without a doubt, it's been virtualization. Virtualization, the security threat that's coming across to everybody. Cybersecurity has also been something that has just become much more prevalent. I mean, it's always been there, right? Norton antivirus, that's been around even since the Windows PC days, back in ever since Norton was around. But it's become so much more prevalent now because of the pervasiveness of the internet and because of all of the server sprawl and the innovation and the Internet of Things. And so cybersecurity, it's something that is a threat to everybody. What I bring to the table and what I try to instill in the people that work for Neovera is a sense of commitment, a sense of getting it done. I like to think that we try and hire the best people that we can find, and we're committed to just making things right for our customer and just really being consistent, providing that consistent service, and just being committed to the customer.
I think the biggest change in security is just our ability to detect security breaches and the awareness of that. I think that it sort of falls in two key facets. Today, there is let's call it cyber warfare between nations that's becoming more and more relevant. And I think that filters down to sort of the individual corporate level as well, because it's much cheaper today. A cyber criminal can obtain state secrets sitting in a data center darkened halfway around the world, and likewise the same criminal organization or asset can do this, they provide the same function by going into someone's account or spoofing an email and stealing money from organizations. I think that the ability to do that really sort of is at a stroke of a mouse click or a few taps on the keyboard makes that a very, it's a very compelling financial return for frankly criminals.
Our role in delivering security typically is at the physical infrastructure layer. So when you show up and you hit a guard desk and you go through 5 layers of biometric security to get to your actual physical plant, then our partners like Neovera then secure inside the cage to the OS level, at the application level. Security from app level all the way down to the physical infrastructure really should be the strategy, but we play a role in delivering an end-to-end security solution, but it's definitely top of mind. Neovera is a partner who has a really unique range of skills that can take customers from designing, implementing, and operating hybrid digital transformation solutions from on-prem into a hybrid inside of Equinix and in public cloud mix, where the end state may be a little bit of each, where the competencies that Neovera brings allows them to plan, design, implement, and operate all the way through and turn the keys over to Neovera to securely manage their most precious assets. Well, Equinix has a combination of both technology partners and cloud service provider partners, where someone like Neovera, who has wide ranges of managed services skills and security skills, can leverage an F5, for example, and drop F5 into an Equinix facility where Neovera will design, run, and operate a solution that allows for secure connectivity into and out of clouds. We also have partnerships with companies like Amazon and Microsoft and the big cloud providers, where our interconnection fabric allows Neovera to deliver high throughput, low latency, secure connectivity into cloud providers' application platforms like, say, business intelligence from Microsoft. Your competencies, Neovera's competencies, and Equinix reach into our technology and cloud service provider partner community actually can accelerate projects for the end users we're both serving to help them on their digital transformation. Equinix and Neovera, by taking the competencies that Neovera has and the reach of not only data center presence, but the hands and feet that are available to deliver consistent experience really anywhere on the planet, allows Neovera to go in and talk to end users about having a solution that's repeatable anywhere. So if you want to build a hybrid solution in the East Coast of the US and replicate that in Singapore for your Asia footprint, or in Amsterdam for your European footprint, our partnership allows us to do that in a very consistent manner, honoring all the security policies and technology platforms that were designed in the original footprint. So it really allows Neovera and the end user to go anywhere.
US News is a legacy media company founded in 1933. For years we were a print news weekly, but our mission has been the same over the years. We have always been known as sort of the straight shooters, very balanced information, and even from early on we like to provide our readers and consumers information that helps them make important decisions, when they're looking at certain things in their life, like go to college or pick a good hospital. And we still have that same mission. The digital transformation for US News started slowly. We actually had a website in the mid-90s. We were one of the first, I think, to have a website. And we put our college rankings up on our website very early on. So when it became pretty evident that print was not the future of the media world, transitioning to the website being our business, that accelerated it a lot. And that was painful because we took great pride in our magazine and it was hard to let it go, but that's what saved us. USnews.com is the business. That is where our revenue comes from. And when it becomes the main business that your company is relying on for all of your revenue and for your employment, for all your staff, you obviously have to make sure that everything is secure on the website. Also, everything is secure in our working environment as well. I think we were very careful and smart in the decisions that we did make, and knock on wood, we've never had a problem.
Yeah, what we did for US News was a little bit different than what we've done with other customers. They wanted high availability, and if you look at all the equipment that we have in our data center, it's millions of dollars worth of equipment. And the equipment itself, in and of itself, is all highly available. It's highly redundant. What US News wanted, they said, well, that's great, but what if that self-contained, highly redundant piece of equipment has a failure? Even though that one piece of equipment has two of everything in it, and it's made for somebody to walk up to it with a shotgun and blow a hole in it, and it will still keep on running. But what if it fails? He said, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take your production system, we're going to put it on all that redundantly built-in equipment, and then we're going to take the other half of that system. So we're going to build a mirror of your production system, and it's all going to be completely independent of any of that redundant equipment, that millions of dollars worth of equipment. We're going to put it on another set of equipment that is also highly redundant, but it's going to be standalone. And the two of them will work together. They'll replicate back and forth. And so if something does happen to happen to one piece of equipment down the left side, the right side will take over, and vice versa.
The most direct thing that is really troublesome today with the ransomware attacks today, and I'll talk about how it happened and why, right? But is that now what's happening with the ransomware attacks are that the attackers out there are now affecting lives, and people living are dying. So there's an example that happened because of this attack, the WannaCry ransomware attack, that somebody was not able to get an operation in time after an accident. And this was publicized in multiple, the Washington Post and other newspapers as well around the country. You had very large corporations like FedEx attacked. You had also hospitals that were attacked. And so no one's immune. No one is immune. So that's things that are happening, right? So that's what's really getting me going now, passionate-wise, is to stop these type of attacks, put the preventive countermeasures in place to stop, detect it, and prevent it from actually happening. And when it does happen, to be able to have something that can auto-remediate to go ahead and fix that, so things do not get encrypted. So doctors can actually treat patients. Doctors can actually have and people can have the healthcare that they need, let alone have the banks not get, to have their money stolen from them. But you have another instance where there's known hacks that were out there against a major corporation, Microsoft, and their operating system that was disclosed by someone that had stolen the information from the National Security Agency. In this case, there was the corporation that posted patches out there. So if people had patched their servers, they may not have been vulnerable to that attack, that known attack. So the way we could have helped them with was if we were managing those servers, which we do manage lots and lots of Windows servers out there today, and we patch them every month, right? Our emergency patches, we patch them all the time, so they don't have that vulnerability. But also the other piece is to put the countermeasures in place, the security countermeasures, the preventive controls to prevent these servers from communicating to bad known actors, to nation states out there, to some hacker sitting on the other side of the world in his underwear that's attacking a hospital sitting in the United States, so a person can't have their surgery because they were in an auto accident. So Neovera can help against attacks with ransomware and advanced persistent threat attacks. 0-day vulnerabilities is what people call them today.